Uganda here. Now, with this extension of Good Morning Uganda, the extra, I usually have a guest or guests. But don't forget, I'm Robert Chirabonyonyitono, and I have, that is Didakas, or Didakas, Okoth, who happens to be the Principal Media and Public Relations Officer, Uganda Bureau of Statistics. The men and women there who handle figures. You must be good at figures to be there, I must say. Now, my topic this morning is the key statistics and programs in the development process of Uganda. You're most welcome, Okoth.
Thank you, Mr. Chirabo, and thank you, viewers of UBC this morning.
Now, to begin with, every day we get new viewers. When you talk about Uganda Bureau of Statistics, briefly, what is your mandate?
Thank you, Chirabo. Uganda Bureau of Statistics was established by an Act of Parliament, 1998, with the mandate of producing and disseminating official statistics, but also we do what we call coordination and supervision of the national statistical system. And the national statistical system basically means the producers, users, and suppliers of statistics. So all of these people, they inform what we call the NSS. And therefore, this function gives us the opportunity to, on a regular basis, provide quality official statistics that supports government planning, supports policy formulation, supports investors, supports evidence-based decision making, and also supports the academia, the researchers, that they are able to generate ideas based on reliable, timely, and quality statistical information.
Now, that having been said, we know that we conducted, that is the Uganda Household Survey 2023-2024. Now, we want to look at the monthly expenditure, income and expenditure in terms of percentages, because these are indicators that show us if households in Uganda are doing better, are improving, or doing worse. What are they spending on? Please, the statistician, take us through.
Okay. Just maybe because before I go to the monthly expenditure of households in Uganda, allow me to briefly tell Ugandans about our population. We all know that we conducted the National Population Housing Census in 2024, and we disseminated the final report on 31st of December 2024. Our total population then, as of the census night in May, when the enumeration exercise took place, we were estimated to be at 45,905,417 people. And of course, this is a difference of over 10 million people in a space of 10 years. When we last did the census in 2014, where our total population was 34.6 million. But also we do what we call the population projection over a period of time. And as of the projection of this year, 2025, by December, Uganda's population is expected to be 48,761,490 people. Now, back to the question of monthly expenditure. Of course, we do what we call the Uganda Household Survey. This is a regular survey, which is always undertaken after a period of 3 years. And it helps us to check the performance of households. It helps us to check the poverty levels, the incomes of the household, the expenditures of a particular household. And therefore, we are glad that this very year, we released the National Household Survey findings of 2023-2024. This similar event had been carried out in 2019-2020. And therefore you see that the share of monthly income expenditure by consumption purpose in percentages, you realize that 44.2% of households in Uganda spend their money on food and non-alcohol beverages.
Come again?
They spend 44.2% as of the last findings of households in Uganda. Which number of households? I think according to the census, we got about over 11 million households. They spend their money on food and alcohol, non-alcohol beverages. That is as of 2023-2024 report. And this is an increase from the 38.8% of households that spent on the same item during the research or the survey which was carried out in 2019-2020. Now when you look at the income and expenditure on alcohol and alcoholic beverages and spirits, those are the drinks that people, you know, go to enjoy, especially during parties and the nightlives. You realize that the expenditure on that also increased to 0.6% of the households, the total number of households, against the 0.4 of the total number of households that spend money on malwa, on waraji, on wines, on whisks, and so on. So there was a bit of also an increase of 0.2 during that survey period.
Does that mean that
that is in a period of 3-4 years.
Does that mean that Ugandans have more money now, leave alone on food and non-alcoholic, but when we cross over to this side, that now Ugandans have more money to spend, or are they more frustrated that they resort to alcohol?
I think there are various reasons.
What are factors?
There are various reasons.
Because that is why, for me, in my journalistic approach, that is my concern. Are people becoming more richer, having more to spend, or is it frustration and...
No. I think there are various reasons as to why people spend money on alcohol. There are issues to do with happiness, general happiness.
Yes.
Yes, someone wants to be happy. He says, let me go to the bar. Let me take my friends out. There are also reasons that, you know, someone has gotten some good amount of money and therefore is willingly ready to spend it on alcohol because he knows that, yes, he may have or she may have other expenditure areas, but then there are perhaps extra resources which can go into what? Into alcohol. So generally, there are various reasons. People attach the various reasons as to why they go to drink. Yes, definitely, some may spend because perhaps they are just a little frustrated or they are not happy. So there are various reasons which can be examined further to establish that kind of findings. Now, when we look at clothing and footwear, what you're putting on right now, and the shoes, you realize that of the total number of households that participated or that were interviewed during this survey, 2.3% of them spent on footwear and clothing. And that same figure did not change from 2019-2020 survey findings. On electricity, gas, and other fuels, the households, of the total number of households, 15.9% spent their money on gas, fuels, and electricity. And that figure shows us a decline from the 17.5%, which was recorded in 2019-2020.
What explains that, that decline?
I also think that there are several figures, there are several reasons that may force a household to spend less on electricity, to spend less on gas. For example, if a household has got an alternative energy source, maybe has a For example, clean energy for lighting. I have a lamp. Maybe I've charged it during the day. So at night, I don't need to use my electricity. I just use my lamp for lighting in the house.
So when you have now so much of solar.
You have maybe there is solar, because that contributes to the actually 75.5% of Ugandans that use clean energy for lighting.
We have that figure?
Yes.
Hey.
Yes, but this is statistics. And you know, they always tell you,
75% of our population
they always tell you,
has resorted to clean energy.
They always tell you that numbers don't lie.
Yeah,
if you want the truth,
but
you should then examine the numbers.
The rural areas,
you see, but you see, even in the rural areas, Chirabo, to tell you the truth, like for example, me, if I go to my village, I do not think there is any household in my village that uses a tadova. I do not think so. Because most of them have now resorted to these lamps that you put outside during the day, and it has some small solar kind of thing.
Solar plate.
Yes, solar plate. It charges. At night, I pick my lamp, I put it inside the house. So the tadova now is actually getting eroded. And this is common across the whole country. Very common. But also there is a lot of solar usage, especially in the rural areas. Those who have not been able to yet to tap on the electricity, you find that they have these smaller solar panels. Then others have radios that you can use it as a radio, but you can use it for lighting. Then others have got these phones with very powerful beams and actually can provide enough light at night. So I think those are some of the reasons that may explain these a bit of changes that we see that households spend on electricity, gas, and other fuels. Then also have households that spend their income on furnishing and household equipment. This number increased slightly. I think now we have more people buying furniture in their houses from 2.3. No, it has actually reduced to 2.3 from 3.2 in 2019. And then we have households that spend their income on transport. This number has reduced to 6.2% in 2023-2024 from 8.9% in 2019-2020 survey. Then also we have households that spend their monthly income on communication, 2.9% in 2023-2024, a reduction from 3.5 in 2019-2020. When you come to...
How does that also... These are statistics and they never lie. I agree with you, Didakas. Now I'm looking at elements of communication.
Yes.
First, families that can quantify how much of their income they do spend on communication. That means they are able to record how much they spend on airtime, how much they spend on data, how much they spend, yes, of course, Wi-Fi is also data. How much, maybe if they have a postal address, how much do they spend on that? But I would think more people are spending on communication of late than 3 years back.
I think the expenditure on communication would be higher if the tariffs of these service providers were maintained high the way they used to be before. But you see, because of competition now, I can load my 10,000 shillings on my MTN. And I will call Shirabo, I will call who's on MTN, but I will also call Daniel, who's on Airtel, using the same amount of money for the next 2 weeks. So I think that explains the reduction. Someone can load 1,000 shillings.
And it becomes a village.
And becomes, yes, and can communicate today, can communicate tomorrow, until the thing expires maybe after 1 week.
The man uses 2,000 and gets 70 minutes.
Exactly.
That is an hour and 10. So
some of these factors are actually...
So it goes around the village, Ratoro. You said you want to call someone.
Yes.
5 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yes.
It goes on becoming a village king.
Exactly.
On just 2,000 shillings.
Exactly. Because now you see that because of the competition...
They had to...
there is a lot of promotions that, you know, they want to get more as clients, and therefore you have to... The tariffs, definitely, I think, and I think maybe UCC can give us the best figures for the tariffs.
Yeah, now that the competition and that brings it, because even previous, if one was to buy a router or Wi-Fi, it was very expensive Today, there are those you even almost get for free. As long as you're going to pay monthly, take the gadget free of charge.
Thank you.
Yes, that explains.
Yes.
Because I was wondering, we are using also, more communication. How can
and also now you see when there are also those telecom companies that you get a phone on loan, but in addition to getting it on loan, they also give you airtime and data, maybe for another 1 month. So you see that actually some of these reasons may explain why we are seeing a small bit of reduction in the expenditure on communication. But also, we also know that statistically, communication by word of mouth, I think it is number 2 after radio. Most Ugandans get their information through the word of mouth, like I'm talking to Chirabo now, and I can talk to any other person in the studio. I can talk to a number of people within maybe my office environment. And the only people that I may have to call are those who are very far from me, and also maybe depending on the urgency of that matter. Now, let's look at education. You realize that the number of households that spent money on education, according to the 2023-2024 findings, were 8.5%. And this is also similar to the 8.5 in 2019-2020. So there was no much difference as far as expenditure on education is concerned. Then let's look at restaurants. We have 5.6% in 2023-2024. Also a small reduction to 4 of there is an increase actually, because earlier on we had 4.9% of the population of the households spending their money on or in restaurants and hotels. And then also we have those who are spending on insurance. The number has actually declined to 0.1.
Spending on insurance?
Yes.
These are people who are buying insurance covers?
Insurance and the health.
For example, health insurance, comprehensive insurance.
Yes. According to our figures,
it is decreasing.
That number has actually decreased by 1%.
That is not good.
Yes, so I think there is need for more advocacy in that area, so that people can value more
reason why they should insure,
and the reason why they should insure themselves, insure their properties, and so on and so forth. Then now we have households spending their money on non-consumption expenditures. We also have some figures there. But now the other thing that I want us to look at is the poverty in Uganda. I think this is a very important indicator.
And if you are to look at that, I would love we look at it in the rural perspective, and also the urban perspective.
Fantastic.
How our poverty levels have very decreased in the rural setting, because there we've seen PDM, we've seen quite a number of things. Then when it comes to the urban setting, how are poverty levels looking at, like at head count? Are we seeing more families getting richer in urban centers, or are we seeing more families getting richer in rural areas? Let's take a look at that.
Thank you. But also poverty is statistically calculated by what we call the Gini coefficient. I
remember when inviting you here,
and also
I told you to break these terms.
And also we shall explain it, especially when it comes to income inequality. Actually, it is income inequality which is calculated by Gini coefficient, but our poverty is estimated by $1 per day.
No, that is approximately
that someone is able to spend at least $1 in a day. Now, the national poverty rate,
by that $1 they were looking, because the dollar fluctuates, so they were looking at exactly what, 3,000.
No. This is based on the rate then when we were doing the survey. And
what was the rate then? Because I want my viewer to have a clear picture.
I know that the rate has been fluctuating between 3.5 to 3.6, 3.7. there. The difference has not, it has never reached 4,000, neither has it gone below.
So we take it a person who lives on 3,500 a day.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
So we see that there has been a reduction in our poverty nationally.
Okay.
From 20.3% 4 years ago to 16.1% in that period. I think more Ugandans are getting richer and more Ugandans are getting into income generating activities, which is a good thing for us as a country, but even at family level, because this poverty is measured from household level. Now, when you look at rural urban poverty headcount, the rural poverty rate reduced actually to 19.4% in 2023-2024 from 23.4%. And I think this is a bit of self-explanatory, because even when you go up country now, people who are running businesses there, you will actually realize that they are making money, almost similar to those who are running businesses in town, because the demand I have in Kampala is the same demand I will want to have when I'm in the village. I need sugar in Kampala, but I still need sugar even when I'm in the village.
And funny enough, sometimes in the village, things are more expensive.
Thank you.
Compared to town.
Thank you.
And people are purchasing.
So there is a bit of reduction.
Or sometimes the same price.
Yes. Yeah, or even the prices may not even be different from Kampala to maybe up-country district. The prices are almost the same.
So you tell, I remember I used to tell people, previously you would buy things in Kampala and then because they're expensive in the village.
In the village,
so
yes.
you load the car, you load whatever,
Yeah.
but don't simply tell someone, we shall buy them in the nearest town
Yes.
to our final destination.
Exactly, exactly. So the poverty rate, I think there are more people now who are involved into economic activities. People are involved in agricultural activities, which they sell the products and get money. So now the poverty rate or the poverty levels in the upcountry or in the rural areas has actually reduced from 23.4% to 19.4%. It is only in the urban area where we're actually seeing a small increase in the poverty. From, no, there is also a small reduction, I mean, from 11.7% in 2019 to 10.3% in 2023-2024. So but you see that in the village or in the rural area, the reduction is bigger compared to urban area.
Now, I don't know what factors explain. Of course, in rural, the people have land. Many are into farming. Many are into a number of businesses. In the urban setting, one would say, yes, it's not very easy to break even. But my other area of concern, as we are still looking at the poverty rate in Uganda, is regions. Regions. Which regions are better doing in terms of fighting poverty, and which ones are still struggling? Yes.
Fine, definitely. I will take members and viewers through that. But the findings of 2023-2024 gives us an estimate of over 1.3 million people moving out of poverty. Yes. 1.3 million
people
moving out of poverty in a period of
0.3 million people now live above, spend above 3,500 a day.
Thank you. That's what it means.
Now, how many are we living in poverty?
We still have, of course, the findings then, it was 7 million 4 years ago. But now we have 8.3. 8.3. There is a difference of actually 1 million.
Of people now still dragged in absolute poverty?
No. People who have moved out of poverty.
Out of poverty?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get this clear. You know figures. I need you to concentrate very well, viewer. When we talk about 1.3 increase, that 4 years back to when you conducted this, at least 1.3 have moved out of poverty. Those Ugandans who are 4 years back in poverty, we've had that shift.
Because in 2019, 2020, poor people were 8.3 million.
Those living on less than $1.
Now, they're only 7 million.
They're only 7 million.
Yes.
So that explains the other shift.
That shifts.
I'm now getting you.
Yes.
Mathematics.
Now, Central Region,
Understand.
Central Region registered poverty headcount of 6.6% compared to 8.7. So that means that actually, even people in the central, their poverty is what? Is reducing.
Yes.
Eastern Region, from 25.9% to 22.5%. Northern Region from 35.9% to 27.7%. A good reduction as well. Western Region reduced from 14.4% to only 10.0%. A difference of almost 4%.
Did wonders.
It did wonders. Now, when you go to the sub-region, Acholi sub-region recorded a poverty headcount of 20.5% in 2023-2024, from 67.9%. That's a huge, huge difference.
Didacus.
It's a huge difference.
What are the factors there? It's almost, you know, for West I would say yes, it is obvious. But because it is an obvious thing.
When you look at Acholi sub-region,
but
Acholi sub-region, I think 4 years ago, they experienced high poverty rate, 67 plus. 4 years later, there is a huge reduction. I think some of the factors which may explain this, number one, initially, because of the war in northern region, there was a lot of interventions by development partners, by the government, to stabilize that area. Okay? Now, I think when the area became peaceful, some of these donors, some of these supporters withdrew. Okay? So I think the region faced a bit of a shock. Okay? So by COVID period, there was a big shock. Their poverty rate had risen so high. But now, when the shock came, I think now they had to stabilize, okay? And say now we need to work for ourselves. Some of these interventions are going, but it's time for us now to what? To work. And also because generally now they're having complete peace. People can actively get involved in their agriculture activities. You can go to the garden, you can go and do your business, you can go to the market and sell your products. So this explains now the drastic change. These are some of the reasons. It is just, I'm just giving some of the reasons, but of course there are several reasons that could have caused that drastic drop.
And no wonder government has also had a number of interventions.
Definitely.
After COVID, and calling upon many who thought they would depend on the cow only. Now there's so much of agriculture, government giving them information, extension services as well. So that can explain that.
Fine. Now, when you go to Ankole sub-region, the poverty headcount was 3.2% in 2023-2024. Also a big reduction from 13.2%. But of course, we know that Ankole, they have got a number of economic activities that they're involved in. They have matoke, someone can sell their matoke, but also, you know, when you have food, when you have food security, in essence, you are rich. Because you're not spending on what? On food. You're not spending on buying food. So but these people have a lot of food there. They have a lot of matoke, they have a lot of milk, so they can ably survive without spending much on food. Because when you look at the expenditure on food and non-alcohol beverages, is at 44, according to the total number of households. Now, when you reduce that figure at your own, like for example, Shirabo, if you have your own garden, and you know, I am not going to buy greens, I'm not going to buy beans, that means that you're going to be having more money to save than just spending on food. So that explains, I think, this bit of reduction in poverty in that area. Same to Buganda South. Also the poverty is at 6.0%, also reducing from 6.9%. Buganda North, when you talk of Buganda North, you mean the areas of Nakasongola, Lowero. Their poverty has also reduced from 9.3% in, from 13.8% in 2019 to 9.3%. In Bukedi, the poverty reduced from 34.7% to 29.9%. Bunyoro, it reduced also. No, actually, Bunyoro increased to 15.8% from 9.8%.
Isn't that the area that has a bit of oil projects coming in?
Yeah, they have a number of projects, but we shall have to examine further why.
We're told money is injected there seriously.
Why there is this increase to 15.8% from earlier on, where they had a very good indicator showing that they are doing actually well. Bosoga registered a reduction, 18.9% from 29.4%. Maybe they're doing a lot of more agricultural
They're still moving right now. They woke up, if I may use that. They are no longer so much in sugarcane.
They are no longer so much in sugarcane.
Diversified.
They have
where they would give up their so many acreage of land for sugarcane. Now they woke up and said, Bikaido. Now they are reducing and focusing on a number of economic activities.
Yes. Elgon sub-region, there's a reduction from... No, Elgon increased as well by 1%.
Okay.
Because now they're at 14.1 compared to 13.2. Kampala has reduced to 1.1% compared to the 1.6 4 years ago. Karamoja has increased 74.2%.
Cattle rustling there.
From 65.7%. So actually, Karamoja now they are a bit more poor than they were 4 years ago.
That is explanatory.
Yes. Chigezi sub-region, they have reduced to 11 from 27.8%. Lango has reduced to 18 from 23. Teso has reduced. Teso has also increased to 29 from 21%. Toro, there was a reduction to 11 from 12%. West Nile, there was an increase to 21 from 16.9.
So there are quite a number of regions. I don't know where you are watching us from, but we are looking at the poverty levels. Your area, if poverty has increased now, that means you, the leaders there, how do you ensure that these statistics change? If poverty has reduced, how do you ensure that it keeps on reducing? Now, for our brothers and sisters, we are in a politicking season. People are being nominated by the Electoral Commission. People are yearning for party flags as well. Now, what is very important are you being well versed with these statistics. Look for this report, because I usually hear a lot of debates, even on campaigns. So these are things you're going to say. Now, you're talking about poverty having increased in your area, but statistics indicate poverty has actually reduced. So interest yourself in these reports. These statistics are not only for government bodies and institutions to plan. No, no, no. They are also for you to plan and understand the choices you make in terms of leadership. The people that come to power, are they people that can cause the transformation? If poverty is increasing and one of the reasons in your area is excessive consumption of alcohol, and now you're saying, you bring a drunkard because he's your comrade, yet one of the reasons why poverty is increasing in your area is because of drinking. So are you voting to transform your area, or are you voting to seek it deeper? Now, the statistics are here. Use them, be informed, decide better. Please continue.
Thank you. I want us to share with the viewers and Ugandans what we call the income inequality. Because income inequality, maybe we all know that it explains a situation whereby some people have much more money and others are too poor, and there is an equilibrium. And the Gini coefficient is a statistical term that is used to measure income inequality. Now, when you do a test and your measure is 0, that means that everyone in that area has what? Has money. But if that figure is going towards 1, because normally it should not actually even exceed 1. So if it is going towards the 1, that means that there are more people who are richer, then there's a bigger gap between the rich and the poor. But I think we must thank Ugandans and the government that this has over time been reducing. The income gap has been reducing over a period of time. When you look at the rural income inequality, it actually reduced to 0.35 in 2023-2024 to 0.3 from 0.370 in 2019.
So these issues in the village of finding about 20 people rich, very, very rich,
and 1,000
and 1,000 very poor.
Yes.
So now we are saying
That
at least
gap,
more rich are coming up.
Yeah, that gap
to
is
meet
reducing.
to meet the class of those that have.
Exactly. That gap is continuously.
Now I don't know, our viewer, if you look at that there in your area, is it the truth? Well, if I'm to take an example of my village, I remember when growing up, a person who would have a roofed top with iron sheets in some of those villages, you'd count about 10 houses. They were known, 10 houses.
And the rest are either grass thatched
Or
what?
Funny.
Or mud.
Or mud.
Something
you know?
like that. But now when you go to a village,
but it is hard.
It is actually even hard to find a grass thatched house. Instead, now people construct grass thatched houses for luxury. Yes, they now construct it for luxury. Just want to
gazebo.
say a gazebo.
You can't sit.
You can't sit there. It is cool. It is not hot. Whether there is a lot of sunshine, you know, I just can't relax under my what? My gazebo. So now they're doing it for fun.
Then the few left brother Atoro knows what they are for.
And yet, those days, it was a full structure which was supposed to accommodate mother, father, and the children. Yes. So that gap is continuously
a person who had a car on the village. Remember when we were growing up, you would even know her. That is Daddy's car. That is now Mr. So-and-so's car.
Exactly.
But now when you stand, you can hardly determine who is, because the cars are endless in the village.
Yes.
Every son is coming, a home of 4 sons.
Everyone has a car.
Everyone has a car. So these are things that someone may not, because we've come this far.
Yes.
Someone can hardly notice them.
Yes.
I was telling people who weren't there when we didn't have mobile phones. And my little boy asked me, but Daddy, how were you able to communicate? Because even me, I have to communicate using a phone. But those days were there. One man has a phone and puts it here, walks the entire village. When he comes to a burial, you're all told to keep quiet. It makes a now, that is not a miracle.
It is not a miracle.
Please continue.
And I remember also when I was growing up, there was only one gentleman who had a scooter. You know those small motorcycles? One in the whole village. You can imagine. But now, bodabodas, almost every household. Yeah. Cars.
And for the village, as much as we complain of bodabodas,
cars, it is no longer an issue of who went to school and can buy a car, but even a businessman can buy what? Can buy a car. So these differences
are closing.
They are closing. These gaps are being closed over a period of time. Then in urban area, also there is a reduction from 0.84 in 2023-2024, from 0.425 in 2019-2020. In central region, when you come into regional income inequality, central region had a reduction from 0.412 to 0.369. Eastern region also experienced a reduction from 0.352 to 0.346. Northern region also experienced a reduction from 371 from 337 in 2019-2020. And Western region also had a big shift from 0.386 to 0.348. So we should congratulate ourselves as Ugandans that the gap between the rich and poor is continuously reducing, And of course, that's a sign of a developing nation, a nation that cares for everybody.
Now, I have a message from a friend of mine who is always watching. That is Conrad. He's in the UK. Thank you, Conrad, for being on. And he says, help me ask, what was it? Just, said, help me ask that gentleman, how do they arrive at those statistics? Please. Says the things he's hearing. This has reduced, this has reduced. How do you arrive? How do you get these statistics? According to him.
Thank you. Statistics is generated based on certain statistical principles, which is approved by the United Nations under the fundamental principles of official statistics. They agreed methodologies of generating data. They are agreed methodologies, for example, of generating economic data or economic statistics, stock of inflation. They are agreed methodology which is acceptable to generate a demographic data. For example, how do you calculate the population against its poverty rate, or against, or how do you come with the income inequalities, for example. So these statistics that we are sharing with the country is not just thought about. They are within certain approved fundamental principles. They are also within the agreed and approved methodological principles that ensure that statistics, first of all, is harmonized, number one. Number two, it is comparable. Ugandan statistics should be able to be compared with any other statistics in any other country. And that is dependent 99% or 100% on the principles that is given to us or that is approved by the United Nations. So that's how we calculate this data. You go to the field, you calculate, you pick information, but when you come back, you now subject it into these methodological processes. You take it through validation processes. You even, actually this data is even subjected to external validation because we have experts in economic statistics or in economics who we involve to do what we call a validation. Now here you're getting what we call expert opinion. Yes, in the Bureau we are professional because it is a professional institution that we are expected to demonstrate, number one, professionalism, number two, integrity, number three, mutual respect in what we do, number four, ensure that what the data we produce is user or it forms or is user orientation, or it is acceptable, it is usable. The data should be usable. And that's why we are happy that within the region, Uganda Bureau of Statistics is actually the best national statistics office within the region. And we get many people from other national statistics offices coming to Uganda basically to benchmark on number one, how do we do our population census? How do we do our demographic, there's a survey we do which is called Uganda Demographic and Health Survey. This is a survey which helps us to ensure that we can get to know the number of children that die before they celebrate their first birthday or before they reach 5 years. We can get to know how many mothers die while giving birth. We can get to know the prevalences of some of these diseases, HIV, malaria. So I hope I have explained enough and answered that gentleman.
Well, they go to the field, collect this data from you, from the people, ask those questions that are in line with the mission of the statistics. Well, time is not on my side at one time. I would have loved to look at the findings from the National Population and Housing Census 2024, the health, literacy, subsistence economy, and so many. But I'll find time and have Didicus back so that we can still discuss that. Let me just give you a minute or two for your parting shot.
Thank you very much, viewers. I want to Once again, thank you, Mr. Shirao, for giving us this opportunity to share statistics with Ugandans and beyond. We believe that there is no nation that can grow unless they know their performance, how they are, where they have been, and where they are going. And the only way we can examine this is by ensuring that we make good use of statistics. That's why I've been presenting to people data and giving them comparison. What happened 4 years ago and what has happened now, or what is happening now, so that we can tell how we have moved. And you see that even in some areas, you realize that there is no change yet. Some areas, there is a progress that has been made. And therefore, now this goes back to the policymakers. They are the ones who need now to intervene into some of these areas. Where do we put more resources? Where do we take advocacy for A, B, C, D, so that the lives of our people can change? So, to the policymakers, to the politicians, and to the general public, let's make good use of this quality and robust data to inform our planning, to inform our policy discussion, and to inform our evidence-based decision-making. I thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, the Principal Media and Public Relations Officer, Uganda National Bureau of Statistics, for the time. And of course, our viewer, thank you very much for being with us all the way from 6:30 when Julie hit your set till now when we wind it up with Good Morning Uganda Extra. Important to note is let's interest ourselves. These are on the website of Uganda Bureau of Statistics. You're doing a research, you're going to have a presentation, you're going to have a public speech. You know, you're going to address any community. Statistics never lie, and they are very important, but also for planning purposes. May the good Lord be with you till tomorrow. Have the best of your day. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Every waking day is a reminder just how beautiful this, our land, truly is. The kind of beauty